In today's video, I'm going to be telling you all about why I joined the Amish community. Just kidding! What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a fun one because I am doing 3 looks using the Natasha Denona Gold palette. This is one of the more expensive palettes from the brand. This is one of the $129 palettes. So the pans are a bit bigger, you get more shadow in them, but it's still, what is it, 15 shades? 15 shades. This is one of those palettes that gets discontinued, and then in the springtime, at least this year and last year, she's kind of like brought them back from the dead. This one and Leela, and I think Metropolis is among the ones that I don't know. I saw Metropolis kind of lasted longer last time it got restocked, so I don't know if they're like keeping that one around more and these ones are more limited restock or what, but I think Metropolis is one of the ones that they're like kind of every now and then bringing back. This is a beautiful palette, as you can see. I mean, super nice. We're gonna start by showing close-ups of the palette in pristine condition. This actually still looks pretty good even after I used it, but I did, you know, swatch and dip into these with my finger and a brush. So it's not like super brand new, but I did take some footage of it brand new, so I want to show you that. And then we're going to get into the 3 different looks that I did with the palette. So I hope that you enjoy. Okay folks, so this is the first look. I hope that you like it. It's very neutral, but I think it's really nice regardless. So let me explain. So I knew that for the first look, I wanted to go in with this deep brown shimmer here. Look how pretty this is. So I saw Martina Lily doing a video about this palette because she also just got it for the first time. And she swatched this one. And I just thought it was so beautiful. Like, I don't usually feel drawn to browns, but that one, just because it's so deep and so just scrumptious, I was just like, ooh, I think I really want to use that. And I wanted to do kind of a dark brown look, but like tap on another kind of gold shimmer over top to brighten it up a little bit. So I decided I was going to go with this one. Look how shiny that is. Look at that. Beautiful. So I ended up doing, so to start, I started with this shade here. Oh, the shade names are on this piece of plastic. Hang on a second. Aria. And I just blended that through the crease to kind of try to keep it kind of soft up there. And then I took the deeper shade. What's the name of this one? Is this Log? I think it's called Log. It's Log. So I took Log on the outer corner and kind of blended it through the crease a bit. Then that was all that I used through the crease in terms of mattes. Then I took the beautiful deep shimmer shade called Varus, something like that. I just put it all over the lid, like I took it all the way across. And then I took this beautiful sparkly shade. It's so nice, look at it, isn't it beautiful? I took that with my finger. What is that one called? Kava. And I just I started in the center and then I kind of tapped it outwards. Then on the inner corner, I used this very light shade. I hope you can't hear that. I think it's the wash machine, but it sounds weird. It's called Sparks, that one. Just took that in the inner corner. And then on the lower lash line, this is actually a bit darker than I was expecting it to be. I think it looks okay, but it's definitely darker than I thought it was going to be. I used this shade here, which is called Teak. So I don't know, do you like it? Do you think it looks good? This is the first look for the video, so I hope it looks good. I mean, you're gonna see a different look in the intro. So it's not the first look that you're actually seeing, but it's the first one that I'm explaining to you, and it's the first one that I'm doing. This is the first look that I did with this palette. Super excited. The other looks that I'm going to do are definitely going to be a little bit more colorful and exciting, but I thought that I would start it out with just this kind of neutral thing. I don't know. I think I did an okay job. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Now let's move on to look number 2. Okay, folks, so this is the completed look number 2. What do you think? I wanted to do some green for this one, as you can see. So as you saw sped up in the video, I started with this shade here in my crease as like the lightest shade. That is Sandstone, and I just went, through the most of the crease. I didn't bring it all the way in. And then I did this mustardy shade here called Dijon, which makes sense. I took that on the outer corner and then blended it up into the crease just to give more depth out there. And then I took this beautiful like teal shimmer shade called Aurora, and I took that all over my entire lid, as you can see. Beautiful, sparkly, shiny. And then I did Brass on my finger, which you can see in the pan. It does have some green shift, not as much as this shade, which we're going to be using in the last look, but it does have some green shift. But when I tapped it over this green shadow, it amplified that green tone in there and made it so that you could see it a lot more prominently. And then to finish off, in my inner corner again, I used this very light shade here called Sparks, and then I took that first shade on my lower lash line. What is it, Sandstone? Yeah, Sandstone. And I think because of the concentration of it and because I didn't blend it out, it does look a bit darker than it did up in the crease. But I don't know, I think it looks really beautiful. Should I put on some mascara? Should we not consider this look done until I throw on mascara? Let's do that. I'm gonna do that. Okay, folks, so this is the look with mascara on, and I think that it looks a lot more complete. Doesn't that look beautiful? I thought about it a little bit too late last night, but I really should have done mascara with the first look as well. But I think this is gorgeous. I think it's beautiful. I think it's lovely. I hope that you enjoyed this second look. Let's move on to the third and final look for the video. You've already seen it because it was in the intro, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's going to look like. I have some idea of what I'm going to do, but let's get into that. Okay, so this is look number 3, final look. I actually love this so much. Definitely my favorite look. Do I want to throw some mascara on to complete it? Possibly, but let's just take a look at it without the mascara first. I'll tell you what I did. So as you saw sped up, I started with this gorgeous matte shade here. What is the name of that one? That is Python. I am shook by how pigmented and blendable this shade is. Like, I've played with a lot of deep dark blues and greens, and they can be difficult. I've had issues with a lot of blues and greens, especially deep blues and greens like that. But this shade blended out, like, I could not believe how amazing that shade worked. So as you can see, that's what I did on the outer corner for depth. Then I went in finally with this gorgeous, incredible shade here that I have been dying to use since I first got the palette. Let's see what that one's called. Lime Chrome. And incredible, absolutely gorgeous the way it blended into that matte. I didn't show this in the time lapse, but I went back in a little bit with this matte because I took Lime Chrome all across the lid And then I went back in with the matte and just kind of added just a little bit more to the outer part of the lid. And then I went back over it with lime chrome again. And that just kind of created this beautiful blend. Like they just merge right into one another. And I think that that's so gorgeous. I love that. I love that combination. I think this is beautiful. I don't know. Maybe I'm ridiculous, but I didn't do anything at all on my inner corner this time because like the furthest inner part of the inner corner, just because I felt like I didn't need it. I felt like this was perfect the way that it was. So I took Python again down here just on the very edge, outer corner of the under eye. And then there were several shimmer shades that I still had not used in the palette. This one, and this one. I took swatches of all three of them and I decided I was going to go in with this one. I took it just on the inner part there. Like you could probably barely even see it on camera, but I feel like it gives just a little bit of something to round out the look. I think it's really beautiful. Okay, and here's the look with mascara on. I definitely tried to concentrate the mascara on the outer lashes because that is obviously where all the depth is in this look. So I didn't want it to be like super crazy dramatic. I just wanted it to kind of like complete the look. So yeah, that's the third and final look. I think that it's absolutely gorgeous. Love it. So let's get on to my final thoughts on the palette and then I'll wrap this up. Okay, so final thoughts on this palette. I definitely understand why this is a lot of people's favorite eyeshadow palette from Natasha Denona. It's a neutral palette with something else going on, something very special going on, especially with these, you know, green shades, this beautiful duochrome that gives this lime green aspect to the looks. Even this one here also has some of that limey shift. I think it's a beautiful palette and I'm definitely going to be using it more in the future. Actually, tune in on, I'm pretty sure Wednesday is going to be the day that this goes up, but I'm going to be doing a video using both this palette and the new, oh, it's right here, the new Yucca palette together, kind of comparing the kinds of things that you can do with this versus that. I'm going to try to do two eye looks, one on each eye, one with this and one with that. Keep them kind of similar, but just show you the general differences overall between the shades in the palette. I don't know. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. That will be up. If I stick to the schedule that I'm planning on, that will be up on Wednesday. But yeah, I think this is a beautiful palette, and shout out to Martina Lilly for posting about this palette coming back in stock, because I would not have grabbed it in time if I didn't see her post. I mean, who knows? Maybe I would have seen somebody else's post on that day, but I would not have gotten this, and I would not have gotten Leela if I had not seen. So shout out to her. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, I love this palette. I think it's gorgeous. I do not regret buying it. I think that, I mean, any palette that I can do something like this with is a win. This shade is an instant favorite. I can't believe how well it blended out and how pigmented it is and how just easy to use it is for such a deep shade. Like, damn. I've never been excited by a brown before, by the way. So this shade here, Varus. Wait, is that Varus? Yeah, right? Yeah, Varus. That shade is gorgeous. I need to use this shade and this shade in a look, maybe in the near future, but I think they're beautiful. I swatched them both. They're absolutely gorgeous. I will say there's a lot of gold in this palette, so like this is definitely a palette for people who like gold shadows. But if this does come back again next spring, I think she does that, or at least the past couple of years, she's brought these discontinued palettes back in the springtime. So if she does bring it back, honestly, would highly recommend. I got this on a discount because I had a discount code, because I hadn't bought from Natasha Denona in a while. So they emailed me. They were like, oh, hey, come back. Here's 20%. I was like, okay. So I did end up using that on both this and the Leela palette. Would I recommend spending the full $129 on this? I mean, I try to not buy anything from Natasha Denona full price, because the markup is insane. Like, it's just insane. Like, I understand that these are high quality shadows and they're expensive to make, but the markup is still insane. So I don't know, if you can figure out a way to get it a little bit cheaper, do that. But I mean, if you really, really want this palette, go for it. Spend the $129 if that's in your budget. I was gonna spend the $129 on Leela if it came back, and I was, you know, if I had to, I was gonna spend the full amount. Honestly, if I didn't have that discount though, I probably wouldn't have even bought this one, because, you know, without that 20% off, just one palette for $129. I mean, I ended up spending $200 something on just these two palettes. It's so much money. I did use Afterpay though, so that helps. But I'm still paying it off, so just be aware. It's an investment essentially. It takes not an investment. It doesn't like pay off. You're not going to get a return on your investment, but it's a lot of money is what I mean. But I mean, look at this look, gorgeous. This, by the way, this is definitely more the kind of look that I do on a more regular basis. This is the kind of shape that I like for my eye shape. The other two looks that I did in this video, I was kind of just trying to use more shadows. So that was why I did, you know, crease shade, deepening up shade, a shimmer all over the lid, tapped on more sparkly shade, and then did something underneath, because I was trying to get as many of these shimmers into the looks as possible. So like with the first look, I used this beautiful brown shade, and then I topped it with this. That's two shimmers down, right? I know I used this in my inner corner in the first two looks, but then in the second look I did this shade, and then I topped it with this. And so that was like getting as many shimmers as I could into the looks. But this shape with like the dark outside, much lighter towards the inner part, that's more my style, and I think that it flatters my eye better. So what do you think? Is this your favorite? I think this is definitely my favorite look that I've done of the three. Yeah, tell me in the comments what you think. That is it, you guys. I do hope that you enjoyed. I will be posting a video doing my first impressions for this beautiful Yucca palette. I'm gonna try to get it up. It's probably either going to be Monday or Tuesday as I'm filming this. I don't really know for sure. Beautiful. So you'll be seeing that. And then I'm also going to do, hopefully in time for Wednesday, my video comparing Yucca to gold. So tune in for that. If you're new here, I post every Sunday and every Wednesday. And lately I've been trying to post little bonus videos every now and then because I'm feeling more inspired to film and post. So I hope that you enjoyed. Definitely subscribe if you're new. Definitely come back Monday, Tuesday, whenever the hell I post my bonus video. And I will be seeing you again soon. I hope that you have a lovely week. Peace.